Today we're flying cargo in the cockpit with DHL, operated by European Air Transport on its beautiful A300. This is a 33-year-old classic Airbus with a yoke, folks, and we've got an amazing crew to ride along with. We're starting off in Brussels at the incredible DHL hub here. We'll check out what goes into moving goods through here on a massive scale. We'll see how cargo pilots make coffee on board. We'll perform a CATIII Autoland, and much more. Just generally having an amazing time flying through the night and witnessing this incredibly well-oiled logistics operation. This right here behind me is a DHL A300, and we're about to fly it from the Brussels DHL cargo hub down to Milan Malpensa. It's the middle of the night. We're gonna watch this thing get unloaded and loaded back up. But first, let's skip a little bit back in time, and we'll show you a little bit about what goes into making an operation like this flight work on a large scale across this massive DHL hub. We start off with the load controllers, who perform a vital task, working out where everything goes on every aircraft leaving here. That's critical to the flight itself because the safe trimming of the aircraft depends on this, and it's also a matter of making sure everything can get prepped and loaded as efficiently as possible. Without this department, none of this works.
Ja, ik ben ermee bezig, wat marcheert niet.
I mean, not much. He's a new load controller. He just did his courses and everything, so he's now trimming the 777 flight to Leipzig, but we already have some issues because we're not allowed to load empty units due to the weather, and we can't have belly loads either. So now we're just following up the progress from the warehouse. And in function how the containers go outside, we're trying to plan the aircraft in trim, but also to expedite the loading outside, that when the ramp team receives the loaded units, that they can commence the loading as well.
Out on the ramp, as loaders scan containers, they'll show up on the system here.
But for the moment they haven't started yet, because all the units are still black. So from the moment that they arrive at the aircraft, they do the serviceability check, and they will turn blue. Then we know they're physically at the aircraft, and then when it is loaded into position, they will go into a green color. And then it's lock state into the aircraft, all locks are up and good to go.
Dat is met als je in FMA staan, ja. Hey, moet ik andere prioriteiten nemen, hè?
Cijfer erbij voor een 777? Wat staat er op Delta Links?
Oh nee, dat heb ik een tweede gekregen. Of nee, ik heb het verkeerde gepakt.
Ik heb je toch gelokt?
Ja, dat is toe, hè.
DHL processes 27,000 packages an hour in this facility, with around 500 truck movements and 26 flights in and out every night. Even knowing that, nothing quite prepares you for the size and the intense activity of this warehouse. It's great having a fleet of airplanes to take packages around the world, but to do that you also need quite an impressive operation to sort those packages, boxes, containers, to bring them in, bring them out, figure out what's going where, what's in transit, what's getting imported, what's getting exported, line up with trucks, and send these things airside to load onto the aircraft, and vice versa. And here behind me you see the 30,000 square meter facility, which is just going nuts with activity. This is the peak time we're heading into in the middle of the night. It's 10:45 p.m. right now. There are waves of aircraft coming in. There'll be another wave going out later tonight when we go down to Milan on the A300, and this is just the gigantic, incredibly well-oiled machine that is making all that happen. Average turnaround time of an aircraft here to come in, unload, fully load back up, do it all with the packages they need in trim is 120 minutes, and they've got a massive team supporting that effort. here is the control center, where everything about this system moving all these packages is monitored and optimized. And no surprise, they have Flight Radar 24 up on the wall display. This is just such a cool place to see. Look at the speed these boxes move at. I guess now I'm not just an av geek, but also a logistics geek. Anyone with me? But let's get to the main event and get back out to the airplanes. And we're just in time to hop into this Flugzeugschlepper. Yes, I know we're not in Germany, but that is the best word for it. And push back one of DHL's fetching A330 freighters, complete with raccoon mask. Such a nice selection of the fleet here. We got an A330 freighter here, we've got 767, we've got 757, a couple of really beautiful looking ones down there. And this A330 is about to get pushed back. Okay, nice, thanks. Okay, cool.
If you want, you can sit here, but
yeah,
better.
Comfort doesn't matter. Thanks a lot. I am just so excited to meet our A300 for tonight, and it's currently almost here, en route from Madrid. Getting ready for this A300 to come into its stand here, and I've got a pretty good viewpoint at the top of these stairs. I can't stand on the very end of it because that's a little dangerous, but we are right here with a high vantage point to greet this beautiful 33-year-old A300. So exciting. These days, if you want to find an A300 to fly on, you really can't do it. There might be a few left flying in Iran. That's about it. I can remember the last flight I did as a passenger on the A300 was back in the year 2000, when American Airlines still ran them across the Atlantic, some of their flights. That was right at the end of that fleet's life. And this is how you load a cargo plane. The main deck takes these containers, while you also have the belly area available as well, where your bags would go on a typical commercial flight. For those of you wondering, and we got this question a lot via Instagram the night I was filming this, DHL knows exactly what's in all of these containers. The pilots are handed info about any cargo they may benefit from knowing about. Things like hazardous materials, perishables, animals, sensitive pharmaceuticals, lithium batteries, and so on. The variety of items they might carry on board is pretty mind-boggling. DHL is a fascinating operation because a lot of the DHL Express flying is done by other companies who fly for them, though in many cases DHL actually owns the aircraft. Their network of 19 airlines across the world with close to 300 aircraft in total gives them a massive network with a highly varied fleet to choose from for various needs. They run over 2,400 flights a day worldwide, and in 2024 DHL Express moved 276 million so-called time-definite shipments around the globe. So the operating carrier tonight is European Air Transport. DHL is actually a collection of airlines operating for them, and they call themselves a virtual airline. And this is largely down to traffic rights. Having carriers flying with aircraft registered in a variety of countries gives DHL more options when it comes to the routes it can fly. That's because traffic rights for specific routes can be affected by which flag the aircraft flies under. You're more flexible in terms of being able to fly from point A to point B to point C, where in a certain case, if you were just registered in, say, Germany, you might not have the traffic rights to do that point B to point C flight. You might have to go back to A to go to C. So that gives them a lot of flexibility. It gives them a huge amount of reach. They own a lot of the aircraft, but they have operating carriers registered in different places to perform the actual operations for them, which is very cool. So while they're busy unloading the containers from this A300, we can take a look inside this little area in front of the cargo compartment. So we have here a barrier that's going to stop anything from coming forward of that line, and you can also see through it. Take a little look through at what those containers are doing. Over here you've got 5 jump seats, each with their own oxygen mask. This is not like any commercial service you've ever seen, for sure. And then, simple enough, lavatory, cockpit door, and a little storage room over here. Over here you have a little tiny version of a galley, basically a place to heat up water, make your own coffee, and a little place to put the crew meals. All right, most of the unloading is done. Now it's time to go meet the crew.
Good. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Yeah. Would you like a coffee or anything? Cargo coffee. We have cargo coffee.
I'll also never say no to a coffee, especially
Okay.
a cargo coffee. That's
Yeah, it's a special coffee. this special box with all the coffee and tea. That's the only thing we have, because it's just coffee. Maybe you want to have a look from the inside of the cargo hold. So a little bit of a safety briefing for you non-used to be flying here. You won't be jump seating here, but in case you are sitting here for some reason during the flight, that's the oxygen mask. So you just press the red toggle and the harness behind will inflate, and then you just put over your head, and then you can breathe normally through the mask. Underneath there will be goggles in case of smoke, and a live vest. Live vest we don't need today, but you have a pair of goggles, just regular goggles. First you put the oxygen mask and then you put the goggles in case there is smoke. We have a few standard call that is best you know as well. Will be attention courier on station, courier on station. That will mean you have to, if you're sitting on the back for example, you have to stand up and get close to the exit without touching anything. You just get close to. You can even look through the window in case it's required. Then if we do evacuate. Then if we are incapacitated for some reason, and you just pull the handle of the door. So you just grab the handle, pull it open. There will be a buzzing sound, and then the slide will deflate and open. Well, that's it for the doors. Otherwise you don't have to touch anything. And in case you have to use the oxygen mask in the lavatory, then it's going to be this one. So you just stay in the lavatory, use the oxygen mask, and then whenever the emergency descent is finished, or then when we have normal oxygen, then I will give you a call, then you can remove it and get out of the lavatory. Until then, you're stuck in there. Yes.
I heard you saying that this is your first job?
Yes, it's my first job.
Nice.
I started here June 2023. It's an amazing job.
Interesting airplane to start on.
I mean, it's wonderful. Normally, you would start on a 320 or 737, and I mean, just have the opportunity to fly an Airbus 300. It's just amazing. I love it. It's a beast. When you look at it from outside, it's just amazing, and I love it in yellow, and it's just perfect.
How about you, Delphine? What's your background before this?
I have no background before this. I started with the AT, so it's about 19 years ago now. So yes, pure EAT product. We had a flight engineer at that time, so it was a 3-man cockpit.
Oh.
It was one of the last 3-man cockpit in Europe, and so it was a great experience to fly with 3 people in the cockpit. It was really nice.
I guess we go out. You ready?
Yeah.
We had a look together to the weather. So Delphine is going to fly. The weather is not that good in Malpensa, so we might expect an Autoland. It's gonna be nice.
No, they only had one, and they didn't want to send it. So, but I asked them to.
light, every possible light to see if there's something wrong. And have that audio warning of the wind shear. This is gone. Very good. So today we will depart from runway 19er, intersection Echo 7 most probably. Wind 180 at 8 knots. The outside temperature was 8 also. The QNH was 997. Runway condition is wet and engine anti-ice is off, not required. Takeoff weight of 295,000 pounds. So I will just select 296 here. We will go for optimum configuration. So we're going for a config of 15.0 and initially a flex of 54, V1 146, VR 148 and a V2 of 151. Our engine out acceleration will be 1,600 feet today. We call that EFRA. So it's the altitude in case when we have an engine failure we would accelerate and start put the slats and the flaps in again. Green dot for 218. And you can see here we have our engine out escape route, which for us it's standard, so straight ahead for 22 nautical miles.
Nice.
We can also see some more interesting thing, the stop margin in case of a rejected takeoff, which is 218 feet. Not a lot, but sufficient.
So when you're selecting optimum config, it'll tell you what it thinks is best for flaps.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Depending on the runway, the terrain, the different obstacles maybe in the departure sector, the climb gradient required for the departure.
Here I'm making a small paper with every information for the takeoff. I will put it later here, so we can always have a look, cross-check if everything is correct, and in case we need to rebrief something. Peu importe.
Génial. Un grand merci.
Merci à vous. Some sandwiches here. Oh, this is amazing. Really amazing. And these sandwiches are very nice if you put them in the oven. And the cheese melt, it's very good. In case you're hungry during the flight.
It is just about time to go, but first, if you're ever invited to climb into the tight space underneath the cockpit, you've got to say yes, right?
Well, it's actually better if you come that way first.
How cool is this?
Well, this is where all the equipment, electronic equipment is situated, and all the wiring goes through here basically. So you can see all the wiring. We even have still some cable because it's an old aircraft, so it's not fly-by-wire, so we still have old cables over there as well.
It's okay, I guess.
Super small, super noisy, and lots of cables and wiring everywhere. But
The A300 was the first Airbus production aircraft ever. How amazing that this is where it all started for Airbus. It began production in 1971 and it had its first flight in 1972. The -600 that we're on now is a later variant, but anyway, this is the OG Airbus. And what's most striking? It has a yoke. That's right, this aircraft came before Airbus designed its signature sidestick, which is common on just about every Airbus you'll fly today. This also came before Airbus moved over to a fully fly-by-wire system architecture, hence the mechanical cables linked to flight control surfaces that we saw below the flight deck. Full fly-by-wire, which instead uses electronic signals processed by computers to initiate control surface movements, didn't come along until the advent of the A320 in 1988. By the way, the A300 also does not come with the famous Airbus flight envelope protection, so in some ways this A300 is more similar to a Boeing than it is to modern-day Airbus.
So, today we're in Brussels, departure runway 19er via Echo 7. we will depart with the SID Roussi 9 Lima. All the constraints are cross-checked and all correct in the box. The first clear altitude for us today will be flight level 60.
So we'll push facing east, and then we taxi standard taxi via Alpha 6. Then we cross runway 25 right, which is active tonight. Then Bravo 8 via the outers all the way to Echo 7 for runway 19er. Runway 19er is wet. We did the calculation together. We have configuration 15-15. Speeds are set 143, 43, 45. Green dot is 219 and preset to 50. And the flex is 53, which is set to. Stop margin is about 600 feet. Engine out it's standard, so 22 miles straight ahead. We climb to 3,000 feet. The airfare is 1600. So the weather is good. In case of immediate return, we are below max landing weight, so we can return to 5 right, most probably. To 5 right, frequency and course is set.
So before start, cockpit prep.
Completed.
Completed gear pins and covers. Signs.
Set.
Nav system.
Nav.
Fuel quantity.
37.2 and balanced.
Takeoff data.
Set.
Set. Landing elevation.
110 set.
Altimeters.
997 set.
997 set. Braking anti-skid.
Normal.
Down to the line.
We have a paper load sheet that we still have to receive, so we have 3 copies, one for the records, one to stay at departure station and one to go for the outbound station. And nowadays we also receive the load sheet via the app. That's the app where you have all the flight plans and weather and so on. Now we receive this load sheet with all the weights that I have to cross-check and accept. And we also have in the flight box, we also have the load sheet, the exact same paper version that we are about to receive, but electronic format, so I can check everything like the flight, the dates, the flight number, how many additional crew member we have on board, that it's the good registration of the aircraft. I can see what containers has been loaded where and with which weight. And then I have the weight and the trim settings for the flight, and that's what I will sign later on the paper version. But I already accepted it with the flight plan. This, which is the load plan, which is basically the map of the aircraft with all the different containers, and you can see, well, the weight in the containers, the destination to where it's going, the name of the container used, so they can cross-check which container they are loading in which position. And you have this for the upper deck, and you have this for the lower deck as well. We do get the notification to what kind of special product we have on board, if those require notification. Not everything that we are transporting requires notification, but some of the product we have are requiring, like might be pharmaceutical, chemical, perfume, food, animals, only some corrosive, organic, and then radioactive material. CAO is cargo aircraft only. This one could go on any passenger aircraft because it's very tiny amount and packed very carefully as well, so there's no risk. So I'm gonna hand the paper and close the door of the cabin.
Have a nice flight.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Hello again, push and start approved, face west to taxi out via Alpha 7.
Roger, push and start approved, facing west to Postmaster.
I think the push is completed, so you may set up your parking brakes and start your emergency sequence.
Parking brakes are set, setting to and
Copy that, the parking brakes are set.
You're clear to disconnect, see you on the right hand side. Bye bye.
Copy that, disconnecting headset to the stream pin. I will show you the stream pin on your right hand side. Have a good flight, bye.
Thank you, bye. So, after start checklist please.
After start, pitch trim.
1.1 nose upset.
1 nose up, set grid trim.
0.
Slats flaps.
15.
Spoilers.
Armed.
Anti-ice.
Off.
ACAM status.
Checked.
And hand signal.
Received.
And after start checklist completed.
Thank you. Ready for taxi.
Postman 6 Golf Alpha, ready for taxi.
Postman 6 Golf Alpha, taxi Alpha 7, cross runway 25 right, outer Echo 7, holding point runway 19er, QNH 997.
Roger, we continue Alpha 7, cross runway 25 right, outer to Echo 7, Postman 6 Golf Alpha.
Okay, as briefed.
Yes, all the way.
Clear left.
Very nice. Clear right.
Postman 6 Golf Alpha, just to confirm the QNH 997.
Affirm QNH 997, Postman 6 Golf Alpha.
Brake check.
Pressure 0.
So, Alpha 7 crossing approved.
Check.
Straps on. Clear left.
And clear right side, approach sector is clear.
So, 3 minutes we have. I can do the flight control check, please.
Full up. Full down. Full left. Full right. Neutral.
Rudder.
Full left. Postman 7 November
Full
Charlie,
right.
continue Echo 6, cross runway 19er, Whiskey 41, holding point runway 25.
Neutral flight control.
Checked.
Checked flight instruments.
Checked.
Checked briefing.
Confirmed.
Slats flaps.
15.
15. V1 VR V2 flex temp.
143, 145, flex 53.
143, 145 flex 53 back air supply.
Engine bleed.
And takeoff config.
Normal for takeoff.
Down to the line. Line up and wait runway 19er, Postman 6 Golf Alpha. Are you gentlemen all ready?
Already.
Okay, below the line please.
Below the line, Korea crew.
Advised.
Takeoff runway.
19er, Echo 7 confirmed.
19er, Echo 7 confirm, transponder.
Set.
TCAS.
PRA.
Auto brake.
Max.
Ignition.
Continuous relight.
And PAX.
On.
And before takeoff checklist completed.
So, approach sector is clear.
Check.
Approaching 19.
Postman 6 Golf Alpha, wind 17, runway 19er, cleared for takeoff.
Postman 6 Golf Alpha, clear for takeoff, runway 19er.
Are you ready?
I am ready.
Postman 2696, request taxi.
Okay.
Postman 2696, taxi Alpha 6, cross runway 25 right, outer 3, outer 6, QNH 997. Alpha 6 outer 12, plus 6 QNH 997, Postman 2696. Postman 3, uniform Alpha taxi as well.
Trust set.
Postman 3, uniform Papa, cross runway 25 right, taxi outer 3, outer 6, QNH 997. Alpha 6,
100.
cross to left right, outers all the way to outer 6, QNH 997, Postman 3, uniform Papa.
V1, rotate.
Postman 7 November Charlie via Whiskey 41, line up and wait, runway 25 right, traffic is crossing the runway at the end.
Positive climb.
Gear up.
Whiskey 41, line up and wait, 25 right, copy for traffic information. Bottom 7 November. Check.
Postman 6 Golf Alpha, contact departure 126.630, ciao.
Departure 26630, Postman 6 Golf Alpha, ciao.
Beach speak line.
Check. Departure, hello, Postman 6 Golf Alpha, passing 2000 feet, Wuxi 9 Lima.
Postman 6 Golf Alpha, hello, identified, command for level 70.
Plan for level 70 postman 60 Alpha.
7000 blue.
Check. And radar, hello postman 60 Alpha, Rosie 9 Lima, passing 3500 feet.
Postman 6 Golf Alpha, hello radar contact, climb to level 240.
Alpha level 240, postman 60 Alpha.
24,000 blue, 209 blue, flap
Check.
0.
Speed is check.
244 blue.
Check. Flaps are 0.
Set retract.
Speed is check. Standard set, cross check passing 052 now.
Engage autopilot 1, please.
Autopilot 1 engage.
Command 1. After takeoff climb checklist.
After takeoff climb, landing gear,
Up neutral.
slats, flaps,
Retracted.
backs,
On.
altimeters.
Standard set.
Standard set after
Postman 6 Golf Alpha, direct to Rosie.
To Rosie, postman 6 Golf Alpha. I give you some engine activities. Interaction, fuel trim tank system fault. Fuel,
Clear.
thank you. Status.
Read status.
Procedure, trim tank system fault. Boom, boom, boom.
Passing flight level 100, I'll do the items.
Thank you very much. And flight?
Yes.
Trim tank mode forward. Yeah.
Well,
You want to have a look first?
yes. This is to just transfer fuel from the trim tank to the center tank. But
There's
as
nothing.
we can see, we have no fuel in the trim tank, so
Yeah. Both trim tank pump on. They are on. No forward cross feed.
no forward transfer.
No procedure trim tank fuel unusable.
Well, this we don't need because we have no fuel.
So we've set the tank quantity above 26,000 pounds. The case. When trim tank is empty, both trim tank pumps off. Okay, 1, 2. Trim tank mode auto.
Yeah.
Auto. On ground, not the case.
Okay.
So trim tank system full paper checklist completed.
Thank you.
Thank you. For that. And clear status.
Clear.
There you go.
On the longer flight, we will definitely use these whole procedures, but on this flight we don't.
Okay.
We don't even have fuel in the center tank. So this is the configuration that we have now.
Trim tank, center tank.
So they're basically empty because 0.17 is not much, and we are only using fuel from the inner tanks right now, and when they are empty,
1,000 now.
checked, then we are using fuel from the outer tanks. So we have 6 different fuel tanks.
So you have some plans for Napoli?
Well, with the weather, no, you do?
I hope I get a pizza.
Okay.
That's the only thing. Maastricht, goedemorgen, postman 6 Golf Alpha, passing flight level 185, climbing 240 to Roussi.
Postman 6 Golf Alpha, get identified, climb level 330 to Golf Tango, Quebec.
Climb level 330 to Golf Tango, Quebec, postman 6 Golf Alpha.
Postman 6 Golf Alpha, actually you can go direct to DevD.
Affirm direct to DFD, postman 6 Golf Alpha, thank you.
So, DFD direct.
Check,
And flight level 330 blue.
check.
We have a small restroom in Malpensa that we can use with beds or lounge chair that we can rest in. But it's not really close to the aircraft, so it's a little bit further, so it's not far, but you have to consider this traveling time, let's say, in your rest time.
Yeah.
Sometimes we just stay in the cockpit and we sleep in the cockpit.
How many hours do you get in Malpensa then?
I think it's 3 hours,
Okay, yeah.
But we
roughly.
need normally 20 minutes to close the aircraft, and we need to be there 1 hour before at the aircraft, and you can count like 10-15 minutes to go there and then to go back, so it only leaves you with maybe an hour and a half.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's already better than
It's
nothing,
better.
but,
It's better than nothing. Yeah. The worst part of flying at night is the waiting time in between the flight. It's not flying itself. You if you cannot sleep, it's really tough.
Yeah.
There's more and more station where we have those restroom that we can use, the sleeping room. Some of them are even single rooms, like in Brussels we have them now. Malpensa is also separate ones. Vitoria we still have big rooms with 5 bunks that we share.
Oh wow.
But at least you can rest a little bit.
The gear up neutral that you set it to, that's new to me. What is that?
So we have the landing gear lever here, and basically you have 3 positions. You have either down, up, and after up you put it neutral to release the hydraulic pressure in the system.
Oh wow.
Maastricht Control, good morning, Emirates 242 Super, flight level 370.
Emirates 242, good identify, direct to Bombay.
Direct Bombay, Emirates 242, thank you.
Postman 6 Golf Alpha, follow now with RANs on the 127.785. Good day.
127.785 for Postman 6 Golf Alpha, good day.
127.785.
Was it Reims?
Yes.
Reims, bonjour Postman 6 Golf Alpha, flight level 330 to Devny.
Postman 6 Golf Alpha, bonjour, direct Akazu.
Direct Akazu, Postman 6 Golf Alpha, merci.
Akazu is on top.
Check.
This is what I used to call her like a grandma aircraft. So you have to be really sweet and really kind, and then it's working perfectly well. It's like it doesn't like the cold, doesn't like the warm, it doesn't like to be wet when it's raining too much. It's usually it doesn't like so. But if everything goes smooth, then yeah, it's a pretty good aircraft.
Nice.
Grandma.
That's true.
It is true. Swiss, good morning, Postman 6 Golf Alpha, flight level 330 to Akazu.
Morning, Postman 6 Golf Alpha, Swiss, where identified.
I will try to prepare for the 3-5 right and see what we have.
Yeah. So I checked the NOTAMs, 3-5 left was closed.
But
you never know. Malpensa, you can always be surprised. Maybe I get the natives now. Nope, it's too early. We have the mountains that blocks the transmission from for the ATIS, which give us the weather. Normally you should get an ATIS from around 200 nautical miles from the airport, and here we are 150 nautical miles away and we don't get the ATIS.
we can request it with the A-cars. So we go to weather, then you have, that's the first one. Then you can go well, I also need to transmit and to receive information, so it's the same problem. So maybe we'll get something earlier than the 80s. Maybe not.
Yeah, we don't have CPDLC. Always in Malpensa, when you ask the clearance, they always ask you, can you request it via CPDLC? And we're probably the only one on Earth that say, we don't have that. Yeah, but it's nice. It's the old way, but it's, you see, it's old way, but everything is working fine.
Yeah.
It's very good. In an ideal world, especially because we are expecting some bad weather, it's better to brief everything before the descent so we can fully concentrate on the descent and the approach. But here, because we have the information quite late, we have to wait, and I can do the setup, but we could brief, but if we have a different runway, then we have to rebrief, and maybe the weather is better than expected, so then we don't go for an Autoland. Well, we don't know. So a little bit last minute for this one, but then we receive the weather.
Oh, you have the weather.
Yes. So Milan is variable 1 knot, 2,000 meters. Mist broken 2,000, which is quite good. 1005. Already put this here. So say again, Mr. Pro.
So straight ahead to Mike Charlie 702. for 1,450 feet, left turn to Eggfall 4,000 feet.
Checked. So we'll go for full auto land, so it's going to be land mode, both autopilot and command, auto thrust on, landing flaps 30-40, and speeds checked, we have 135-212. Wind is calm, so no extra wind. Stop margin is big enough. Either reverse, auto brake goes on medium for the auto land. Special operation, I will go through the low-vis Cat 2, Cat 3 approach checklist. We are qualified, the aircraft technical status is good. ASA descend now. P descent blue flashing.
And for 1605, we start a descent right now.
That's copied.
Okay, so threat, well, the weather, a little bit foggy, but it's not too bad, and we are fully serviceable for the Cat 3. Anything else from your side?
No.
And the bounce recovery, so standard briefing, so we keep the pitch about 7.5. In case of low bounce, we continue. In case of high bounce, we can go around. In case the reverse has already been pulled, then we are committed to land. You keep an eye on the pitch, roughly 7.5. And yeah, any other question for this? Then I'll just go through. So, low vis operation guideline, low visibility approach. CM1 is pilot flying, aircraft system status is good, crew qualification we are. Status, well, I'll go level change.
Check.
So the minima are -5 here, 900 for Cat 1 just in case.
Check.
Keep it in the bow.
Yeah.
Postman 6 Golf Alpha, contact Milan 126.750.
12675, Postman 6 Golf Alpha. Bye bye, good night. Milan, hello, Postman 6 Golf Alpha, passing flight level 295, descending 190 to be level by Akazu.
Postman 6 Golf Alpha, radar contact, Rixur 3 Golf arrival, fly direct to Xelga.
Roger, Rixur 3 Golf for the arrival, and say again the point, Postman 6 Golf Alpha.
Xelga, X-ray Echo Lima Golf Alpha.
We fly to Xelga, Postman 6 Golf Alpha.
So we have a different arrival. The arrival takes us now to the west of the airfield. We can review the callouts. Basically, I will say check for everything. 1000 stabilized, and at 100 feet, alert lights continue. Commencement continuation of an approach. Any question on this?
No.
Okay, course of action in case of failure, downgrading conditions. So in case of the curage can be completed above 1000 feet, then we can continue.
Check.
Otherwise it's a go around between 1000 and 100. If we have no ECAM curage or no capability decrease, then we continue. Otherwise it's a go around. And if any failure below 100, if we still have Cat 3, then we continue. Otherwise, Autoland will be flashing, and then it's a go around.
Okay.
Crosswind limit, it's good for today. We have light wind. That's it.
Yes.
So that's very typical from Malpensa. On the NOTAMs, they mentioned 35 left is closed.
Yeah.
So you prepare for 35 right.
Postman 6 Golf Alpha, descent to level 180.
Flight level 180, Postman 6 Golf Alpha.
Flight level 180 blue. And when you have finally everything ready, your briefing is done, and they say no, you have 35 left. Well, 35 left was supposed to be closed, but it's not. And then you have a different arrival, so you have to change everything.
Yeah.
That's very specific for Malpensa.
What made you decide to do Autoland? I missed that part.
So the visibility is 2,000 meters, and we have seating at about few only, so that's okay. But we have the seating at 100 feet. So it's obviously not Cat 1 anymore, so we go for a lower than Cat 1 approach, and basically every time we have low vis conditions, we always proceed for a full auto land just to make it more redundant. So in case something happens, we can revert to CAT2, but at least we are covered in case the weather is worse than planned.
Yeah.
So that's
We
the
always
easiest
plan
for us.
for the lowest minimum.
So we are able for a CAT3, fully Autoland, the rollout
Postman
as
6
well.
Golf Alpha, descend for level 150.
Descend flight level 150, Postman 6 Golf Alpha.
Level 150 blue.
Check.
So he is landing, flaring, he does the rollout on its own. The only thing that we cannot, like the more modern aircraft, select runway exit, for example, that he's going to brake according to the runway exit that we choose.
Right.
So below 80 knots, we have to disconnect the autopilot and then do it by our own.
Postman 6 Golf Alpha, descend 4,000 feet, QNH 1004.
Descend 4,000 feet, QNH 1004, Postman 6 Golf Alpha.
4,000
Poseidon 500, turn left, direct a basic speed.
Left direct to a basic
Cross
free
check
speed,
passing
Poseidon 500.
14,400 feet now.
Checked.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Approach, briefing.
Confirmed.
ACAM status.
Checked.
Signs.
Set.
All demeanors.
1004 set.
1004 set minimum.
So
Poseidon 500, climb flow level 240.
Minus
Climb
5
level
set.
240, Poseidon 500.
Ignition.
Continuous relight.
Landing elevation.
Is 700 sets.
Approach checklist completed.
Could you start the APU, please?
Yes, of course.
My
You
touchdown,
just mentioned
Malpensa,
that the
1235.
visibility dropped from initially 2,000 to now about 750 meters.
Mike Alpha Bravo,
The
Sierra
ceiling is
Alpha,
good,
turn
the ceiling
left,
is
heading
200,
230.
but for the visibility
Left heading
is worse than
230,
before,
Bravo
so
Alpha.
at least we are covered with the Autoland.
Postman 6 Golf Alpha, turn left, heading 080, descend 3,000 feet.
Left heading 080, descend 3,000 feet, Postman 6 Golf Alpha.
3000 blue, heading select 080.
Check, extended.
Yes, please.
Postman 6 Golf Alpha, continue left, heading 030, clear Zulu 35 left.
We continue left heading 030, clear LS 35 left, Postman 6 Golf Alpha.
Okay, left 030, glide slope block blue, CAT2
Check.
dual. Slats extend.
Speed is check. Slats are extended.
Flaps 15.
Speed is check.
346. Heading is on course.
Check.
And miss approach.
4,000.
4,000 set.
Postman 6 Golf Alpha, 7 miles touchdown, contact Malpensa 12835.
12835, Postman 6 Golf Alpha.
Flaps 20.
Speed is check. Tower, hello, Postman 6 Golf Alpha. ILS 35 left, Zulu.
Postman 6 Golf Alpha, Malpensa Tower, QNH 1004. RVR at touchdown is 1,700 meters, runway 35 left, clear to land, wind 2, 60 degrees, 4 knots.
Roger, QNH 1004, clear to land, runway 35 left, Postman 6 Golf Alpha. Gears down.
Flaps 40.
Speed is check.
So 135, landing checklist.
Landing, clear crew.
Advised.
Landing gear.
Down.
Auto brake.
Medium.
Anti-skid.
Checked.
Slats, flaps.
30-40.
Spoilers.
Armed.
Landing checklist completed. And 1,000.
Stabilized.
400.
Land.
Checked.
300. 200. 100.
Alert height.
Continue.
50, 40,
Flare.
30,
Retard.
10, 5.
Spoilers. Reverse green. Decel. 80.
autopilot disconnect, auto thrust off.
Check.
And manual braking.
Malpensa, buongiorno, Michael Sierra Bravo Alpha, becoming established LS Zulu 35 left. Copy, thank you, Mike Bravo Alpha.
Postman 6 Golf Alpha, left Delta Bravo, contact ground 121.9, ciao.
Left on Delta Bravo, we contact ground 1219, Postman 6 Golf Alpha. Ground, hello, Postman 6 Golf Alpha, Delta Bravo.
Hello, Postman 6 Golf Alpha, taxi straight ahead on Romeo, left on Yankee, stand 721.
Straight ahead on Romeo, left on Yankee, Postman 6 Golf Alpha.
Okay.
So
and 721.
721. Right is clear.
Off 35 right then, it's the Serrano 6 Lima, Oscar 6 Sierra, climb altitude 5,000 feet, the squawk 0431, World Express 528. Okay, it's correct, report ready.
Stand looks clear. Can you read what it is?
So back brake is set, pressure check, pure availability.
3 minutes we have.
2 and 1. Coming off.
Brake set, chokes to be confirmed. And what about the brakes? Yeah, we can switch up the brake pump.
You guys need to have flight radar keychains.
Oh,
There you go.
thank you very much.
You're
Nice. Otherwise, they won't be happy.
There's no noise anymore.
Yes, there's a lot of noise. Huh?
It's a lot of noise. Ventilation makes a lot of noise.
Oh. How cool was that? What an amazing little flight. Just too short on this A300, the beastly grandmother, as I'm calling it now. I kind of get it. It's a very lovable airplane, very powerful, and really cool to see an Autoland too, into Milan of all places. I didn't expect it. Parked next to this CATIII behemoth as well, but this yellow beauty, really nice. Thanks so much to DHL for bringing me along on this. It was a really special experience, and I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you thought in the comments, and what kind of cargo plane should I try to fly next. Thanks for coming along as always, and in Milan, I'm Gabriel Lee.